Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE Fastlane 2021 review. So yes, last night we had Fastlane, the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania 37, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. A few matches on the card, which I was like, a few matches and results, I was just like, but there was some matches that were really good too, and it does what Fastlane usually should do as a B-level filler pay-per-view. It just sets up WrestleMania, and sets up a few more matches and sets up a few more storylines, and that's precisely what it did. So yes, I have 8 matches to talk about. So let's get to it. So first match we had was very briefly on the pre-show. Yes, we had Riddle defending his United States Championship up against Mustafa Ali with Retribution. I didn't watch a lot of this match. I was downstairs making a cup of tea. So, but I caught the end of it though, which was really cool. Matt Riddle hit a Bro Derek off the second rope, boom, onto Ali, and he won. It was pretty cool. And Ali after the match was like all pissed off, and he was having a go at Retribution, at T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, and Reckoning. But then one by one they all started to turn on him. Like Reckoning, who's played by Mia Yim. I think she just walked out the ring. I'm done. Slapjack walked out, then Mason T-Bar hit like a double choke slam on Ali, so it looks like Retribution are no more. So yeah, but what was the point of Retribution? They didn't win any tag team belts. They hardly had any pay-per-view matches. When most of the time when they had matches on SmackDown or Raw, they lost. So what was the point of that if they're no longer a group? What was the point of Retribution? What a pointless stable. So yeah, here's hoping that all 4 members can go off and do their own thing now, including Ali. We will see what happens this week. But yeah, Riddle retains. Cool. On to the main show. Yes, so we had a tag team match, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Yes, we had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler with Reginald defending their belts up against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Oh, yeah, I do think this was better than the Elimination Chamber match. I think both teams gelled together better. Yeah, and it was a very back and forth tag team match. I quite liked that how Shayna and Nia were constantly going, let me in, I want to go in now. Bianca and Sasha were like kind of bickering and more tension feuding between those two. But in the end of the match, Sasha hit a bank statement on Shayna Baszler, but Belair went to attack Nia to stop breaking the submission. However, Nia shoved Bianca onto Sasha, so that voided the submission. But and as Sasha was arguing with Bianca, Shayna took the advantage and performed a roll up on a distracted Sasha Banks to retain. So yeah, they both, again, Sasha and Bianca look like a pair of idiots. Decided to do an Elimination Chamber. So yeah, Shayna and Nia retain, and following the match, Sasha's like getting in Bianca's face, going, "How dare you? How dare you?" She's like, "You rookie!" and she slaps Bianca, and she's like leaving her looking all cocky. I'm like, "Fuck you, Sasha, you little bitch!" Now what a bitch! She just slaps Bianca, and she's the boss. And poor Bianca's just like, and then she starts looking at WrestleMania, going, "Yeah, it's on at WrestleMania, bitch. It's on at WrestleMania." And Sasha's just up and around looking all cocky. And so yeah, I think Sasha back to being a heel, because it looks that way. Poor Bianca, she just went, "You rookie." That seems to be the running gag, isn't it? That Bianca's the rookie and Sasha's the veteran. But Bianca ain't no rookie. She's been wrestling for like 10 years. Bianca Belair, a rookie, piss off. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the match now, very much so. And I really do hope Bianca Belair can kick Sasha Banks' ass at WrestleMania. Yeah. Okay, on to the next match. Yes, we had a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Yes, we had Big E defending his belt up against Apollo Crews. Yeah, so this is probably one of the worst matches on the card. Well, it was one of them. So disappointing, man. So yeah, the match gets started and Big E just dominates Apollo to begin with. He's like proper, all these big power moves. He hits like that mid-rope spear out the ring on Apollo. He's just beating up, going, "Yeah, you wanted this, Apollo. You wanted this, Apollo." He's hitting like leg drops, splashes, and Apollo's just getting battered. Like, oh god. But then Apollo starts to get back into it with a few sneaky tactics, and it becomes a bit more evenly matched. Apollo hits a few suplexes on Big E. That was pretty cool. And yeah, it becomes quite a back and forth match. And then when the match is starting to get good, there's this really weird ending, like, and rubbish ending. What? So yeah, Big E reversed a pin by Apollo into his own pin, and they were both like lying on top of each other like that. It looked really weird. And the ref just goes, 1, 2, 3, and Big E retains? What? Oh God, this was awful. It's like, what the hell was this? Yeah. And then the match is over. Big E retains because of a really weird roll-up pin where it looked like Apollo's shoulders were down, but also Big E's were down. It was like, what? I thought for a second Apollo had won. Because they definitely played Apollo's music after the pin, but I think it was some sort of botch, because the match only went 5.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes. These two could have gone for at least 10 minutes. So part of me thinks this was a botch, or maybe the match was just cut short. I don't know, but Apollo was fuming after the match. He hit like 3 angle slams on Big E, like, yeah, I'm not finished with you, Big E, and all that. So, yeah. So, I assume there's going to be a rematch at WrestleMania, or maybe on SmackDown, because Big E's not finished with Apollo's not been finished with Big E, but what a stupid finish, what a pretty underwhelming match. I was expecting a lot better between these two. Hopefully, they can have a much longer and better match with an actual fucking finish at WrestleMania, if that's where they're going, which I think they are, yeah. Stupid finish. And that's Apollo's first match as his heel, first pay-per-view match, and it's a stupid pinfall roll-up loss. Yeah, great. And then we got that match where Braun Strowman was meant to go up against Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon weaseled out of the match because he's injured, and he got Elias involved instead. Yeah, and Braun Strowman went up against Elias on a pay-per-view. Yeah, this was a pay-per-view match, Braun Strowman versus Elias with Jackson Riker. The match only went 3.5 minutes. Braun just dominated most of it. He power slammed, done. I mean, what was that meant to be? So I think we all know we're getting Shane and Braun at WrestleMania. It's looking very likely now. But yeah, what was this match meant to achieve? Yeah. So yeah, the pay-per-view up to this point was pretty underwhelming. But then it started to get good. So then we got Seth Rollins going up against Shinsuke Nakamura. And yeah, this was a really solid 13-minute match between these two. I mean, come on, Seth Rollins and Shinsuke, we all know that they'd have a great match together. And people are forgetting, this wasn't their first match. They had a match at Survivor Series a few years ago, and that was really good. So yeah, it gets going, and it's really evenly matched. You know, Seth gets his spots in, Shinsuke gets his spots in. They're so even in styles. Seth and Shinsuke are the same height and everything, and just a really solid match. But then towards the end, Rollins performed a black magic kick and then a curb stomp out of nowhere. Like, it was really weird. On Nakamura, 1, 2, 3, clean pinfall. Yeah, the finish was a bit out of nowhere. You know, the match was starting to get really good, and then Seth just goes curb stomp out of nowhere. Like, it was a really abrupt finish. I think these two could have gone for a few more minutes. Like, Shinsuke didn't even get to hit a Kinshasa, which was a bit disappointing. But it was a good match. You know, 13 minutes. I'll take it. It was easily the best match of the night so far. Because yeah, but yeah, Seth wins, of course. You know, and he's like, I want new Cesaro next, because but we're definitely getting Seth and Cesaro at WrestleMania. So yeah, this builds Seth heading up to face Cesaro at WrestleMania, which should be a very good match. Yeah. So yeah, cool. And then we got what probably was one of my favourite matches of the night, or one of the two best matches of the night. Yes, we got my boy Drew McIntyre going up against Sheamus. Yes, in a no holds barred match, and this was great. This was so good. It was an absolute war between these two. You know, they've already had 2 very good matches on Raw the last few weeks, but this was great. This was, like, I think, the third and final match between these two. Fantastic, really good match. I like Drew's like war paint, like he was like, I had like the Scottish colours on his face, like Braveheart. And the match gets going. So they brawl for a bit. Sheamus and Drew, it's quite evenly matched to begin with. They both get the spots in, and then they start brawling outside the ring for a little bit, and then they start going out to the virtual screen area. So they're all fighting on that, and they climb up that for a bit. They're constantly back and forth brawling. It's very even. Like, lots of weapon spots. Lots of kendo stick spots. Like, both of them have got like really bad welts on their back. And there was a really cool spot where Drew just throws Sheamus off through some of the screens, all the sparks go off. That was such a cool spot. And then Drew puts Sheamus on this like wheelie thing, and he just wheels him back. That was so funny. But then Sheamus starts to get his own back he comes back into the match. He hits a white noise through the announce table on Drew. Oh, that was so cool. Really cool white noise. And Sheamus starts to get back into the match. Then they get back in the ring, and Sheamus gets like this. What is it? He gets like a some sort of a part of the announce table, like a big hard part. He gets back in the ring, but then no, Drew counters, and he hits a future shock DDT, boom, on Sheamus, on that piece of hard, well, whatever that was, hard material. And Sheamus is all and groggy, and Drew's like, get up, and he, boom, hits the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Yes, and Drew McIntyre beats Sheamus in a very hard-fought, 19-minute, no-holds-barred match. It was great. Definitely one of the best matches of the night. I loved it. So good. I loved the video package before the match too, like how Sheamus and Drew are like best friends after having been best friends for like 20 years. It's all the building up to this, and Scotland versus Ireland. It was great. I loved the build-up, but yeah, Drew wins, as of course he was going to. I mean, who in their right mind would have picked Sheamus to win this match? But yeah, Drew won. Of course he was going to. You know, he needs to look strong heading into his big match with Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the title. Yeah, it was a really good match. Sheamus looked great. You know, Sheamus looked great. Drew looked great. It was definitely a really good match. Absolutely one of the best matches of the night. Absolutely. So yeah, what a war. Then next up we got was an intergender match, yes, between Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton. So the match gets started, and as we all know, Alexa starts playing mind games with Randy. She hits these fireballs on Randy, fireballs, and like when Randy gets close, she just summons fire. It's like, yes, Alexa's got supernatural abilities. I don't know, we've seen it on Raw the last few weeks, but yeah. Suspension of disbelief is what wrestling's all about. Yeah, how to enjoy wrestling. So the suspension of disbelief. It's what we enjoy when we watch films and TV. But there comes a point where my suspension of disbelief gets tested when Alexa Bliss can shoot fireballs, summon fire, can pull cameras down from the ceiling, make Randy force black goo out of his mouth. I mean, there comes a point when my suspension of disbelief it gets tested. Anyway, so yeah, Randy starts chasing Alexa around the ring. Like Alexa's like, "Come on, Randy, come get me." Like doing all that, and then like I said, she summons like this camera light, and Randy's like, "What the fuck?" But then Randy's all scared, and then she makes more black goo come out of Randy's mouth. It's fucking disgusting, all that black goo. They get back in the ring. Alexa's on the turnbuckle watching him, and Randy's about to come toward Alexa, and then we see all this smoke, and then oh my god, we see the ring opening, and we see a hand, a burnt hand. Oh my god, it's the Fiend. Oh my god, he's come back for Randy. We see, and it grabs Randy's leg, and Randy's just like, oh my god. Yeah, and then through the smoke, we see my boy is back. Yes. Well, not the Fiend. This is like a new version of Bray. Well, kind of the Fiend. He's all burnt and all crispy and all brown. The Fiend's mask's all deformed and burnt, and you see like one of Bray's eyes got all lens, like it looks blinded. Like, oh my god, like this is even scarier than the Fiend. He looks like Jason Voorhees when he got all burnt and disfigured in one of the Friday the 13th films, and it looked scary. I mean, yeah, this is like Randy, this is what you've done when you burnt Bray at TLC. You've released an even scarier version of the Fiend now, and oh my god, it looked scary. It's just great to see Bray back. You know, we haven't seen Bray since he got set on fire at TLC back in December. So we knew Bray was going to come back eventually. Yeah, Alexa Bliss has summoned him from the underworld. He's back from the dead in this really scary new look. And yeah, he hits a Sister Abigail on Randy. Alexa goes for the pin, like in a really sexual position. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Alexa Bliss wins, and then while she's still sat on Randy, yes, the Fiend's behind her like that, and Alexa's like looking up at him in the air. Ooh, so yeah, my boy is back, but a newer, scarier version of Bray. Yeah, yowie, wowie. But for some reason, people aren't focusing on, oh no, Bray's back, the Fiend's back, oh my god, it's Randy and Bray, maybe in a Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania. Yeah, no. Mostly what people are focusing on is how Alexa pinned Randy as she sat on top of him in a very, some would say, a very sexual position. And it's already getting memed on Facebook. There's Brazzers logos. There's people saying, it should have been me, like with Dulcich. Like, everyone's like, oh, Randy, you lucky bastard. Oh, sake, man. I mean, yeah, I will say Randy. Ooh, yeah. And Randy Orton's wife has already tweeted going, Alexa, you made a mistake. So, no, we're not getting Randy Orton's wife versus Alexa and The Fiend at WrestleMania, are we? Please, no. No, it's got to be a Firefly Funhouse match between Randy and Bray at WrestleMania, just like last year with John Cena. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, yeah. But it's great to see Bray back. It's great to see Bray back. Great to see this new version of The Fiend. And look, Alexa gets the win. Cool. Then on to the main event. Yes, we got a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship. Yes, we got Roman Reigns defending his belt with Paul Heyman, going up against Daniel Bryan. And of course, Edge was the special guest enforcer. Yes, not the referee, just the enforcer. Yeah, this was really good. This was maybe match of the night. I think it's either this or Drew and Sheamus. But this was great. It was 30 minutes. It was a long match. 30 fucking minutes. But anyway, the match gets started. And Brian's really confusing and frustrating Roman, like hitting all these kicks and punches and like out grappling him and out maneuvering him. And he's like, come on, Roman. And Roman's getting all frustrated like that. And Brian's really frustrating Roman in the early parts of the match. And I was like, okay, this is looking pretty good for Brian so far. Right, Roman's not dominating like he always is. Brian's frustrating Roman. But then Roman starts to take over in the match, and it becomes quite one-sided. Like Roman gets a lot of offense in, starts to get lots of power moves on Brian, but then Brian starts to get back in the match. He starts to hit his own moves. I think there was 2 occasions where Brian hit a yes lock on Roman, and Roman was like, oh, really selling it, like, no. And I was like, oh my god, is Roman out? Because Roman, I believe, has never tapped out ever in his entire career. So, no. But no, he gets out of it both times, very close to him. Roman just starts pummeling Brian, how dare you? So then, in the climax, Brian goes for a running knee on Roman, but Roman counters and he accidentally hits the referee, and the referee really sells it, goes out the ring. So then Edge takes over as the official, because I believe as the special guest enforcer he can do that if the ref is incapacitated. So yeah, Edge comes into the ring and Edge is the referee. And then Brian hits another yes lock on Roman, and Roman looks like he's gonna tap out. It's like, really? But then no, fucking Jey Uso comes in and performs a super kick on Edge. Then Brian, for God's sake, so Jey Uso saves Roman's bacon again. And then Jey gets a steel chair and he goes to attack Brian, but Brian counters and hits Jey with the chair. So then Jey Uso rolls out the ring, but then Brian he tries to attack Roman with the chair, but Roman ducks, and then Brian accidentally whacks Edge with the chair, and boom, Edge is out in the corner. But then Brian hits another yes lock on Roman. Roman's like, really like, oh my god. But there's no official in the ring, because Edge has just been hit with a chair and there's no ref. So what's gonna happen? So Brian's got the yes lock on Roman, and Roman Reigns taps out. I couldn't believe it. And you can see his hand going. It's a very gentle tap out, like Undertaker with Brock Lesnar, like back in SummerSlam 2015. Like, it's a very gentle tap out, but it's a tap out. And oh my god, Brian's won. He's, for the first time in his entire career, Roman Reigns is tapping out. Holy shit. But before Brian wins the match, because fucking Edge, man, whacks Brian with a steel chair. Edge, why? And so Edge is pissed off because Brian accidentally whacked him with the steel chair, and Edge is so pissed off. He's just whacking Brian with the steel chair. He looks enraged. He's really pissed off. Like, he's proper whacking Brian and Roman with the steel chair. And then he just leaves. And Edge looks so pissed off. He's like proper pissed off. He just storms off backstage. So Edge, you dick, you've just cost Brian the title. And then a second referee comes in the ring, and Reigns just pins Bryan, pins at 1, 2, 3. That's the end of the match. What? Just to steal? But Bryan did get it multiple times to steal a chair, but I think Roman should have hit a spear just to make it look more definitive. But yeah, Roman retains, but with a lot of help, as always, from Jey Uso, and who'd have thought it? Edge. So yeah, Bryan had Roman beat twice, but Jey Uso and Edge saved Roman. My God. And Edge, man, you dick. Is Edge turning heel or something? Because he looked very, very annoyed. Like proper pissed off, like whacking Bryan and Roman with a steel chair. So is Edge going to be a heel heading into WrestleMania? But yeah, it sucked for Bryan, but I do think that they're going to use this to incorporate Bryan into the match at WrestleMania. Like, he had Roman beat twice, he was screwed by Jey Uso, he was screwed by Edge. So I want my match at WrestleMania against Roman and you, Edge. So yeah, I think they're going to incorporate Bryan into the match at WrestleMania. So it'll be Roman, Edge and Bryan in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which will be great. But yeah, this match was really good. It did go a bit too long. It didn't need to be 30 minutes. 30 minutes. But it still was a really good match. Probably one of Roman's best defences as Universal Champion. Yeah, it's probably up there. But yeah, it was really good. And that was easily one of the matches of the night. That and Drew and Sheamus was great. So yeah, that was Fastlane. It was the first few matches were very underwhelming, but then I think it started to get good. You know, Seth Rollins and Shinsuke, really good. Well, it was very solid. Drew and Sheamus was an absolute war. Alexa and Randy, yeah. I mean, the match was a bit, hokey, but the finish was great. Seeing Bray come back, a new, darker, scarier version of Bray. Alexa's sexy pin on Randy. And the main event was great too. Roman, Edge, and Bryan. In that singles match, and Edge as the enforcer. It was a really good 30-minute match. So yeah, it was an okay show. It had two really good matches and one solid match, and the rest of the card was just okay. So yeah, that was Fastlane. It was an okay show, nothing amazing, but not rubbish either. So yeah, that's just a very solid show. That successfully set up a lot of things heading into WrestleMania. So yeah, guys, WrestleMania is less than 3 weeks away. My God, I can't wait. So yeah, guys, what were your thoughts on Fastlane? Comment below, let me know. Are you looking forward to WrestleMania in less than 3 weeks' time? I certainly am. Yes, we are now on the road, 3 weeks away, so we've got 3 SmackDowns and three Raws to build up WrestleMania. Can't wait. So yeah, guys, I'll be back in maybe a week or so with I'll be back with a little video, like a little music video for WrestleMania, like I did last year with my own little poster with the theme for this year's WrestleMania. I did it last year for 30 WrestleMania 36. I did it for 35, and I did it for WrestleMania 33. It's just like a little poster with the theme music of this year's WrestleMania. So it will be at the weekend. So I'll do that. And then, of course, I'll be back on the 3rd of April with Callum, Laura and Liam for our WrestleMania 37 prediction video. Woo! I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be a long video of that. It's going to be a big card, I reckon. So, yeah, guys. So, thank you all for watching, guys. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye. And Randy, let him in.